What stood out to you about how the San Antonio team was able to jumpstart their offense and consistently find that rhythm?
Yeah, I think it was offensively our turnovers, a field or break. I think they had, I don't remember right now in the first half, but we made the point. I think it was 8 turnovers for 13 points, I believe. So that was poor on defense, on offense on our side, and then defensively, 21 free throws and 9 made threes in the first half, and that's when they took the 15-point lead. Ended up losing by 16. I thought we fought in that third quarter, cut it under 10, made it a game, did a lot of things better. Like fought longer rebounds, took the challenge, but then couldn't close it. So you have to play very well against a team like this, one of the best teams in the NBA, one of the best teams in the West. I like the reaction, but I do believe we can be better than this, and that's the message: is work to be better, be ready to compete. We're not wasting opportunities. Every single game out of the last 24 has to be played with intention.
Is it fairly impossible to really, I guess, simulate or prepare for the length that Wemby has until you actually are
There's
on
only
the court
one.
with it?
I mean, there's a lot of drills that we do that obviously, like, you'll see the concepts, and the players knew that, like how they play, and they want to let you get into the paint and fan out, and we go out there and shoot 3 threes and 7 mid-range shots in the first quarter. So that's just lack of intention and concentration. And like, credit to them. Our guys didn't understand what this team is about, and if they don't understand, it's at the end of the day, I'll take it as my fault, right? Because we try to send a message on how we want to do things, but then after that, the second quarter we do better. Come out of the third, we do good, and always in the fourth, for whatever matters or counts, the guys fought and didn't give up, and that's also meaningful for us. So. Very special player out there. You said it. I don't think you can replicate that.
You did end up with 54 points in the paint, which is the most in, I think, 5 or 6 games. Do you feel like after that first quarter, at least, you found the balance more so of attacking the paint and knowing kind of when to challenge Wemby and Luke at the rim after that first quarter?
Yeah, and I think the second chance points, they scored 25. I don't know how many of those are in the paint, but if you fight for seconds, you give yourself a chance. They're out of plays, they're trying to block shots, and then you come up with second chance points. So there's different ways to do it, and for sure is being aggressive with intention. And I think when we did it, like you said, we found good things.
For Yegor, obviously it's difficult with Wemby down there kind of, clogging up the paint, and he had 9 assists to 1 turnover, which is good, but only 3 shot attempts. Just what do you want to see from him to get a little bit more involved in the scoring attack?
Yeah, be more aggressive, and find those shots early, like pushing, like obviously the unselfishness, I really like it, because the 9 assists and the potential assists, that would have been probably plays that he didn't take himself, but I would like to see how many points he was responsible for, right, or potential points. So, do I want to see more shots? Yes, but if he gets 9, almost 10, that's pretty impressive. So, gotta watch the film again. In a perfect world, probably I need him to take more than 2 threes and more than 3 shots, but also I can tell you that I really like how he shared the basketball.
Jordi, what was the lesson in pulling Yegor off the court in the first quarter, and did he respond in the way you were looking for?
Yeah, it was. I was trying to bring him back to be the point guard, and I think I did to start the second. I didn't want to pull him that early, but he was involved in a few defensive mistakes. So, at some point I got to hold him accountable, trying to explain what I need them to do better. And like he was great. He owned the mistakes, and he's ready to go back there. And I thought he had some really good rebounds. I just need him more on point with knowing personnel, who's a good shooter on the court, backdoor cuts, all that stuff. So, and I know and believe he can do it. So, that's what I come from.
For Nolan specifically, what did you see from him in terms of his timeliness on his floaters and how he's able to get it above Wembanyama's big wingspan in a timely manner?
Yeah, I don't know what his percentages and floaters are. I know some of them look good and went in, but at the end of the day, like 5-4-14, probably we need him a little bit better than that. And I like the 3 assists to 1 turnover. So just keep being aggressive. Nolan touches the paint so many times, and he disrupts so much because of he's so fast. And again, I don't know exactly because I have to rewatch the film, but he's trending is like everything he's done so far is very positive. This game, this team is a challenge. They're very good defensively, top 10 on offense and defense. So yeah, so far I like what I've seen.
For Michael Porter Jr., the last game, he mentioned about how he needed to play better. You could tell that he was in that attack mode, and he was able to, have double figures in the rebounding game. But when it comes to his game, what do you want to see from him, especially when he's taking on like physical teams like this, about getting to his shot, but also slow, being patient with his game as well?
Yeah, 22 shots is good, I think. He disrupts so much. Maybe what I would like to see less is 6 turnovers to 1 assist. And right there is maybe some of those is he just, sees 2 bodies in front. He kicks it, he cuts, maybe he gets a layup, somebody gets a layup. So I have to watch it. I don't know. I think he was aggressive. He played well. He saw the ball go in. He's got to keep shooting for us. I believe how good he is every time he shoots. Whether he makes 0 or makes all of them, I don't care. I know it's going in. So today I like the rebounding better. 14 rebounds, that's the Mike that I know and the Mike that the team needs. And we move on to the next one. So it's an exciting game tomorrow, and I know the whole team cares, and you just got to go out there and fight and be 1% better. Thank you, Jordi. Yep, thanks.
Daron, San Antonio led this game wire to wire. What made it just difficult to get them out of that offensive rhythm and pace that they had?
They was constant transition, applying the pressure on defense from the start of the game. Getting turnovers, we turned the ball over, so it was finishing at the end. They hot guys was hitting 3-pointers left and right, so we had to change that.
Going up against Victor and all the things that he is able to do, what makes him a guy that's hard to slow down when he's out there on the court?
He brings a lot of attention, because how tall he is. But he's tall and he can move for his height. You see a lot of guys his height usually can't move that well, but for his height, he can really move. So, just to pick a roll with them, trying to slow that down, open up driving lanes for their other players, open up shots for the other players, and also on the defensive end, they can really just funnel the ball to him, let him try to block everything. And, he disrupts everything in the rim.
Daron, you've played with Danny quite a bit now, this season. He has another nice night tonight. What have you seen from him in terms of when he's aggressive that leads to good things for him?
I'm telling him, you can handle the ball. So when you got, slower guys or smaller guys, use that to your advantage. Especially when I set you the screen, you got an advantage, attack the rim. Sometimes I think he's a little too passive. So I just think he got to be a little bit more aggressive, look for his shot more.
Yeah, you mentioned the turnovers. How much of that was Wemby's length and kind of them getting you guys to shoot the looks that they wanted you to shoot?
I would say it started with Castle. You can see from the start how he was pressuring the ball. It doesn't matter who he was on. He was guarding Mike. He's chasing over everything, trying to blow everything up. So I just said it started with him when it came to the ball pressure on the guards.
You guys had your second most second chance points in a game tonight this season. 5 offensive boards for you. Was there anything outside of just aggression that you guys think different, that you did differently that worked in favor of that?
I just did my thing, I guess.
Pre-game, Jordi talked about the long-term plan for this franchise and how it's an exciting time, to be on the ground floor, and as the team hopes to get a lot better, over record-wise over this next year or two. How do you kind of get yourself to feel excited about, the future and what you're building amidst a season when, you're pretty far under 500? I guess, is that a challenge for you?
I just think it's all about getting better, more percent every day. So no matter who's on the team, no matter who's on the court, as long as you wearing a Brooklyn Nets jersey, it's all about getting 1% better. And if we all focus on getting 1% better every day, we'll be better as a team.
On that note, when you just assess what you've been able to do this season, obviously you had a breakout year last year, and you built off that this year. But what do you feel like the areas where you've been pleased with your development, and some of the areas where you feel like you still have room to improve?
Just being patient with the ball, finishing. Got my field goal percentage up this year. Just finishing around the basket a lot better. I say areas of improvement. I still want to, I feel like I can shoot out the ball. I ain't showed it so far this season. So I just feel like I got to just keep instilling confidence in that. And then, I feel like once I do that, sky's the limit.
Thanks, David.